Today is December 6, 2022, a day I will never forget because the Cleveland Guardians spent money? This feels like a fever dream. No way did I ever think that the Josh Bell rumors were actually going to come to fruition, and this goes back to a tweet that I referred to a few days ago from one of our commentators. I think his name is Jansen Lewis. He was talking about Josh Bell of the Padres coming to the Guardians, and he hit the nail straight with the hammer, if that's the saying. I don't know what it is. But yes, Josh Bell, who is a switch-hitting superstar. Sometimes he can tend to go through funks every so often, but he is going to the Guardians on a 2-year deal worth $16 million each year. Well, actually 16 and a half. It's 33 over the next 2 years. But if you guys take a look, so Jose Ramirez, we know that he's with the team for the next 7. Josh Bell has 2 years at 16 and a half each, but he can opt out after 2023. So the way that I'm looking at this deal is it's basically a 1-year deal if Josh Bell does really, really good, which I'm hoping for. If we can get Josh Bell, a good version of Josh Bell, I have no problem with letting him be a free agent after 2023 and letting him get more money because we're not going to pay him more than that. But technically, it's a 2-year deal. I'm looking at it at a 1-year deal. And again, Josh Bell, when he's right, is one of the best switch hitters in baseball and first basemen. Now, they're projecting him to have 24 doubles and 19 home runs in 2023 with a 340 on base percentage. That is perfect. We need home runs in Cleveland. I mean, he's had seasons back in 2017 when he was 24, he had 26 home runs. In 2019, he had 37 home runs and 37 doubles. He had 27 in 2021, and a year ago, the power did dip. His slugging was only 422 because he had 17 home runs in 156 games, but that's because he was not very good with the Padres. He hit 192 with the Padres. He had a 587 OPS, but in his first 103 games with the Nationals just a year ago, he had 24 doubles, 14 home runs in 103 games. He had a 153 OPS plus while hitting 301. Josh Bell, again, like I mentioned, when he's right, he is one of the most fearsome hitters in baseball. Now, if you guys take a look at his spray chart, this is a thing of beauty because he is a switch hitter and the shift is going to be gone in 2023. I feel like this spray chart is going to get even more random. He's going to be spraying baseballs all over the place. He is top 7% at taking walks. I mean, Cleveland seems to love switch hitting first basemen going back to Carlos Santana, Victor Martinez. I know he was a catcher, but I believe he either DH'd or was a first baseman a few years ending his Cleveland career. So we just love switch hitters. He's in the same lineup as Jose Ramirez. I think that's it in terms of 2023. There are a lot of red circles on his baseball savant. He's not someone that strikes out a lot. Again, he gets on base at a high clip. The defense, it's not the best. I will say his outs above average. Again, it's right there for everyone to see. He's all right. The reason why I say he's all right, because if we take a look at this stat right here, DRS, defensive run saves on Fangraphs, I mean, back in the day, he was horrific at -5, -8, -6, but over the last 3 seasons, a -1 DRS, that's just below average. So again, he's not the best defensive first baseman, but neither is Josh Naylor. Now, I want to show you guys something real quick. So these were all of the home run leaders by the Guardians a season ago. We had Jose Ramirez with 29, Josh Naylor with 20, and then it kind of fell off from there. Oscar Gonzalez did have 11 and 91 games. So the fact that he's going to get pretty much 140 plus games in 2023, that's going to be a big sign. Josh Naylor, I don't know if he's ever going to hit against a lefty again now that Josh Bell is on the squad. Maybe you platoon Josh Naylor and Oscar Gonzalez as your DH when there's a lefty on the bump because Naylor is one of the worst hitters in baseball against lefties. Then maybe you call up a guy like George Valera. This kid right here is going to be a superstar in my opinion. He is going to play right field. He is a lefty phenom. I mean, if you've never heard of George Valera, I'm going to go ahead and roll some of the highlights because when he makes contact with baseballs, they get deleted from the history of the world. I mean, he pimps them. He knows that they're gone. He is going to be so special. So where he fits in 2023, because I think that he's ready. Some people think that George Valera is not ready. This is my death lineup. I don't know how it's going to happen because you probably do have to give up a guy like George Valera or your other top prospect, Daniel Espino, to make the first 6 hitters happen. So Steven Kwan, moving to center field. Again, Miles Straw's a nice guy, but get him out of here. Andres Gimenez, Jose Ramirez, Sean Murphy, and Josh Bell. You can probably flip-flop. I'd probably edit my tweet. Looking back at it, I'd probably put Josh Bell as my 4 hitter and then Sean Murphy as my 5, but then you would have Oscar Gonzalez, Valera, if you can keep him, Ahmed Rosario, and Josh Naylor. Again, this makes no sense. It's probably not going to happen, but if you want to make a deep run in the playoffs, all of these guys can hit home runs. Well, Steven Kwan, I know he has sneaky pop. Just ask Garrett Cole, but I really like this lineup, there is athleticism, there are high ceilings everywhere that you look, there is pop. And again, if you take a look at all of the players that had home runs for the Cleveland Guardians last year, there was only 2 of them in the 20 home run club. And for every single team in Major League Baseball, the Guardians were second to last in home runs total, just ahead of the Tigers, who somehow only managed to hit 110 over the course of the season. Aaron Judge had pretty much 60% of all of the Tigers' home run, and he was just one player. So again, I would very much like to make that Sean Murphy trade happen, but if we stay young and we simply use Bo Naylor, the brother of Josh Naylor. By the way, I just want to tell you guys, Bo Naylor was the only player in the Guardians minor league system last year to go 20-20. That is 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases, and he did that, as you can see right here, as a 22-year-old catcher. So Bo Naylor, his ceiling is very high. We do have other prospects like Gavin Williams, Brian Rocchio, Tanner Beebe, Chase DeLauder, who we took in the first round of last year's draft. I like Logan Allen. I like Gabriel Arias. I mean, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I don't mean to sound like a fanboy, but the Guardians, if Josh Bell performs like what was his best year? 2019. If we get 2019 Josh Bell, we're going to make a push. I'm telling you guys right now, we are. And I think this all stems from the discount that J-Ram gave the Guardians before the season started last year. 7 years, $141 million. So he gets about $20 million a season, and that's because the first few years, he's not getting paid as much, and then towards 2026, it's 21, then 23, then 25, and then he's a free agent in 2029. I don't even want to think about that. So if they can add another power bat, whether that's trading for Sean Murphy or getting a big-time power season from your youngsters like George Valera, who is a big power bat. Maybe it's someone like Bo Naylor, who contributes 15 to 20 home runs as your catcher. Send Austin Hedges to the deepest parts of space. Whatever universe you can find outside of our own, send him there. Maybe you go out and sign Cody Bellinger. Give him $10 to $12 million as an F-it deal, and then you don't trade for Sean Murphy because you have a guy like Bo Naylor or other young catching prospects that you can use. I'm still in disbelief that this is happening. I have so many grandiose ideas flowing through my brain right now. None of them make sense, but neither does giving $16 million to Josh Bell, because that's not what we do, and we just did it. Jesus might be coming back. So just to recap Josh Bell one more time, he has a career 351 on base percentage, a 120 OPS plus. He is a below average to average defender at first base, but he is a switch hitting monster when he is on top of his game. He's coming off a season which he had a 362 on base percentage with a near 130 OPS plus. He also had a home run. I think it was off of Max Scherzer. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. I could be, but I think it was against the Mets in the playoffs. So this dude, honestly, is exactly the perfect fit for the Guardians, and I could not be happier. Also, if you're a Pirates fan, Josh Bell is a former Pirate, and you guys just signed Vince Velasquez, who had an almost 5 ERA last year. That is the video. Thank you for watching. I am sorry, Pirates fans.